very much so.
Okay. Well, the show is called This Is It. It's about your journey. It's about you following that dream, that vision, whatever it was that got you here. And we're going to ask you some questions. We're going to have some fun.
Yes.
You're going to sing karaoke. And then we're going to have the blindfold food challenge as well. So if you're ready, we're going to get this started. I'm going to make sure that we can see all our friends on Facebook. And we're going to get rolling. Let's see here. Let's get it redone. We should be live.
This is it.
This is it. Let's see if we can. We're live. Okay.
Perfect.
We're rolling. Okay, let me fix my collar. So, all right. So you can see yourself right there.
That's right.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to share this out and just make sure some people can see it. And share now public. Okay.
Are you going to record it?
It's recorded, yeah.
Perfect.
So we're going to record it.
And then share it after in social media.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking for people to, they'll start popping up on here a little bit. Okay, so question time. Are you ready?
Yes, I am. Let's do it.
All right, so let's get some drafts up here. I did some research on you.
Okay.
All right, and we're gonna go into the show, but I got to do my plug on the business first. Okay.
Perfect.
So my name is Randall Cottrell. I'm the owner of Blue Gyre Incorporated. We are a company that helps people make data-driven IT decisions. So we do a lot of assessments, analytics, and advisory. And when we find opportunities, we send them to people like Miguel. Miguel, can you tell us who you are and what your company does?
Yes, we are out of Montreal, Canada, and we are a wire company, value-added reseller, and we resell internet, we resell IP lines and iCloud services and security, and we have been in business since 1989, 1990, approx. Since then, we are really helping people to get protected and also integrate their systems to the cloud.
Awesome. Thank you. So, I got questions for you. And I think we got some people. We got one guy. Hey, Randy, thanks for joining the show. And I'm gonna make sure that we're still good on audio, and I'm gonna get these questions going. Okay, we're perfect. Okay, Miguel. So, who are you, and what is your vision?
Well, who am I? Am I a person? I am a person that loves mingling with people because relations for me is very important. People more than things are important. People is for me sharing with people. I am in a world that without people I would not be able to live. And the vision for me is to share as much as I can with everyone that is around me. That's my vision, and I am a person who loves people, loves sharing, loves giving them hope, and that's the main reason why I'm really going on day by day. At the moment that I wake up, I say, thank you, I have a new day to be able to share with others, a vision to help others come out of any problems or any difficulties that they have. That's who I am.
Awesome. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay. So you're really all about sharing and helping.
Yes.
Okay. So since you've never been on the show before, we're gonna get through all this nice, awesome, happy stuff.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little hard stuff.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a little fun stuff, and we're gonna do some challenges.
Good.
All right. You're excited? Okay. So what motivated you to start a business?
What it motivated me is that when I started working in 1988, 89, I became a translator for the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association
Really?
in Montreal, Canada.
Like in the
Yes.
office or on stage?
No, it was both. I was
Really?
interpreter for the crusade in Montreal in 1990, and then I was a translator in 1989. I translated some books by Rick Randall. Rick Rick Warren, not Rick Warren.
Rick Warren?
No.
Rick Maxwell.
It was I can't say that. Anyway, this is 1989 and Rick Warren.
Rick
Yes.
Warren. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Purpose driven, no.
No, it was books to help grow the newcomers into the faith of Jesus, and we translated from English into French for the Quebec crusade.
Oh, so you speak French?
Yes,
Wow. But you were born in Mexico.
I am Mexican. I speak French, English, Spanish, and Italian.
Wow. So can you say this is it in French, Spanish, and Italian?
Alors, et voilà, ceci, en italien, en québécois ou en français. Esto es en español. E questo in italiano.
How'd you learn Italian?
We go to an Italian church, which is in Montreal, and then I started going with the little old ladies, and then they invited me home, and then we started speaking broken Italian and Spanish, and then finally I decided to go full time to the Italian service, and then my Bible is fully in Italian, and I listen to the preachings in Italian, so I perfect my Italian.
Awesome. Okay, great. So let's go to the questions here. I'm going to keep going. Okay.
Yes.
So what motivated you to start the business?
Well, what happens is that in 1989, 88, 89, I started working for the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association, and then I needed to have a computer. At that time, I purchased a computer that the name of the computer was Rival.
Okay.
And Rival became the rival of my wife because I was spending more time with that computer. And then that computer became blank. It didn't have an OS, it didn't have any word processing. And then I started calling Seagate. Mm-hmm. And then out of California, they started helping me to create the OS, to install the OS, to everything. And then
Seagate, like the hard drive company?
Yeah, the hard drive company helped me at that time in 1989. Wow. Over the phone, they helped me out to mount the whole computer. It was mounting the OS.
Wow.
And I had floppies, the big 5 1/4 floppies, and I was doing step by step, and finally they helped me. And it became that I liked that. And then all of a sudden, people knew that I had done my machine, so they started asking me for help, and then I started helping people, as I said in the beginning, and then I decided to go on and then do some studies in the computer business, okay. And then I started helping people, and then I opened the company with my wife, and it's called Alpha Logos. She's the one who found the name. And at the time, Alpha Logos meant part of our telephone number and then other letters.
Okay.
So that's what motivated us to help people in the computer industry.
And people watching, apparently he has built his own computer with operating system and everything.
Yes.
So that's pretty awesome. I got to say, that's pretty awesome. I like that. Okay, so next question for you. What do you love most about entrepreneurship and why?
The entrepreneurship gives us challenges, because you have a challenge to do certain things in a certain level, and the main thing is that you have to always keep yourself in the uncompromised level. Mm-hmm. In entrepreneurship, is many customers we have had, they say, well, I'll pay you cash under the table, right. Don't charge me taxes. But then in the entrepreneurship that we handle is we say, I rather don't have the business, but be always in the honest side, because money doesn't belong to us, it belongs to the Lord, and or it belongs to Caesar, which is the government. So whoever has to be paid, has to be paid. And in entrepreneurship is the way that we handle the business.
Wow. Okay. I like. That's not the answer I usually hear. Usually people say they like freedom or time freedom. They never say that. It's a good answer. Okay. So, tell me about how you use technology to help people.
You see, you just mentioned something very, very interesting, which is freedom. The question is how
do you use technology to help people?
You see, that's exactly. And then you mentioned freedom. With freedom, what we do is, with the technology that we have, is we see people that they do not know what to do, either with their time, either with their resources, either with their work. So we try to guide them, teach them, open the ways, and show them that with the technology that we can propose to them, then they can be free of being stressed out. What to do with this? How to do this other thing? How can I gain more time? How can I be free of this and then have more family time? So with technology, we have been able to teach customers, friends, companies, how to manage their time, how to manage their systems, how to manage their security, and then be free of that stress that everybody's stressed out. So we have been using technology to be able to free people and to help them out in being more productive, or being more family oriented, or having more time to go on vacation, because technology is working for them. That's
wow. Wow. Okay. Once again, I've never heard that comment. So you use technology to liberate people from the constraints of business and technology.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I think once this episode gets out and people hear that, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be pretty cool if you look at that insight from it. Okay. Next question. I want to know about you being kidnapped twice and struck by lightning. So you've been kidnapped twice.
Yes.
You were a jeweler one time, so they kidnapped you.
Yes.
Other time you were in where?
In Montreal, Canada.
And you got kidnapped. And you got struck by lightning.
And I got struck by lightning.
So
before that.
Can you tell me briefly?
Yes.
What did you do to make people want to kidnap you and lightning struck you?
Yes.
Did you make people mad, or you know, I mean, did you run around with metal poles in your hand at night and lightning? I mean, what happened? What's the story?
Well, in Mexico, I was a jeweler, and then we were having about 400 customers around Mexico. So we sold our jewelry all across Mexico. Mm-hmm. And then at one time we used to sell jewelry with post-dated checks. And then at one point, it was in December, we sold about $4 million in checks. So they get me all the checks, and then I go to the bank and then discounted the checks, and they give me the money. Because there was I left merchandise to customers all across Mexico. Mm-hmm. And in January, unfortunately, all those checks became bounced. And then the bank sent gorillas to my office. Wow. They kidnapped me because they said that I was stealing the money from them. And they put me a cover in the head. They took me in the back of a car, and they kept me for 24 hours until my secretary would pay my ransom, in a sense. And then they came again the next day after they liberated me, because my secretary paid. And then they came and took most of the jewelry that we had in the business to pay themselves. After that, then I accused them, or I informed the newspaper who had done that and why they have done it. And then somebody in the bank said, a friend of mine said, Miguel, you better disappear, otherwise you are going to be a toast chicken. And then I left Guadalajara and then went to the south of Mexico. And then after that, I left Mexico.
Wow.
That's the first kidnapping. Then I arrived in Canada, and I was walking in La Fontaine Park in Montreal, Canada, and there was a very heavy electrical storm. I had my umbrella.
Hold on one second. So the guy told you to leave. Your friend said to leave.
Yes.
Did you just pack up and fly away, or was it kind of...
we packed, we emptied the whole office, and we drove to the south of Mexico, 26 hours far, and then I left everything to my mother, and then I flew to Canada.
Okay, so you started life over in Canada.
In Canada.
Okay. Okay. Then you got kidnapped in Canada.
Yes.
So what happened with that? And we got about 15 minutes left. So
the second kidnapping is I was working for a company selling products to Cuba. And at that time, my boss thought that I was stealing the customers, the Cuban customers, and then doing the business with them. So he told me that I was embezzling the company, which it was not true. But in any case, he sent guerrillas to my house, and then they emptied the house within 2 hours. They emptied the whole house. Then they took my wife-to-be and myself to a motel, and they threatened us to kill us if we called the police. And we had to stay in the hotel for 24 hours without leaving. And that's what happened. After that, then we left, and then we called a lawyer, and we decided to come back and then attack this company with a lawyer, and then it became more clear. But then,
okay.
Yeah.
So, people, if you're watching, you may not want to walk around with Miguel or go anywhere with him. I don't know. Okay, so next question. And by the way, we're at the Channel Exchange 2018, and my favorite person here is CT just walked by. Can you say hey, CT? Just pop your head in.
Where do I say hi?
Just pop your head right down here. That is CT from the Channel Exchange, and she's awesome. People, if you're in the IT business, you should be here. You should be here.
Contact me.
Contact CT. I'll send an email. There she is. Okay, so, and hey, my friend Derek just joined. Hey, Derek. Are you enjoying the show so far?
very much so.
So this is what we do. We talk, we have fun, we tell the story. All right.
Great.
Okay. Do you think being kidnapped and struck by lightning helped you in any way?
Yes, because then I start seeing life in a different way.
Okay.
What happens after being struck by lightning? That's how I met my wife. She was my nurse. 5 days after I got struck by lightning. And I had to be struck by lightning to be able to meet her, and then to realize that life has a different meaning. Don't take life for granted, because really life can snap away from you in seconds. And by getting kidnapped twice and then getting struck by lightning gave me a new meaning into life. I really felt like I was born again.
Right. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how I feel if I was kidnapped twice and struck by lightning. I just don't know how I feel. Okay. Hey, people online, if you're watching, if you have questions about his story, he's been kidnapped twice, struck by lightning, started a business. He used to translate for Billy Graham. Ask me some questions. I'm watching right here the comments, so please join in, ask questions. Next question for you. Tell me about times when you wanted to quit, and what made you keep going.
Well, at one time that I really wanted to quit is when, after being kidnapped once and then twice, and then or struck by lightning, and then the second kidnapping, I really wanted to say I cannot take it anymore. I'm going to end this life, and I was really discouraged. But then my wife said, no, somebody has an answer for us, and I'm going to introduce you to him, and then he's going to give us hope. And then he introduced us to the Lord, and that day I said, well, I'm a very good person, but I want to quit. And he said, no, there is something, there is hope, there is also something greater than what's going on in your life. And I decided to listen to him, and then I waited, but I had already rope hanging up on a beam, ready to end this life. But then the Lord had other plans, and I really found hope and new life after all those living and those experiences that I had. And I gave my life to the Lord, and this is in April 13, 1986.
Wow.
And
shut this off 1 second.
Yep.
Oh, we're good. Okay. I'm listening. Keep going. 1986.
Yeah, in 1986. And since then, I have never been alone. But then, times of quitting, it was big time, dear friends. Big time that I wanted to quit.
Quick question. Derek Walker says, where were you kidnapped? So just the two places.
It was in Guadalajara, Mexico, and in Montreal, Canada.
Guadalajara, Mexico.
Mexico.
I don't know if I spelled it right. It's
G-U-D.
G-U-L-A-J-A-R.
L-A-J-A-R-A.
Okay. And Montreal.
And Montreal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 places. All right. I just answered the questions. Okay. So, what's the biggest win you ever had? Biggest win you've ever had in any form or fashion?
Yeah, the biggest win is really knowing the Lord after all those setbacks. And my ex-boss, he said, you will never ever find a job anymore. And you see where I am. I am at in this beautiful place in San Antonio, Texas.
We're live from San Antonio.
Yes. And I'm still alive and kicking.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So for me, the biggest winning is getting to know the Lord and knowing that I am alive again, being able to have this treasure to share this hope to you through this live streaming.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. I like that. That's like the story of my life. Okay. So, if you could have access to anything or anyone other than money, what would it be, or who would it be?
The biggest treasure that I would love to have is to have people in front of me to share the hope that yes, there is hope after this life. That would be the biggest hope for my life, is to be able to share the story that yes, there is hope, no matter how difficult your circumstances is, there is hope. No matter how difficult or strong the storm is, there is hope. No matter how desperate your situation is, there is hope. And for me, that would be the greatest things, to be able to share that in front of thousands of people, because that's what I want to do.
Okay, people who are watching this, I told you this is going to be a special episode. This is Miguel Moreno.
Yeah.
His story is not a normal story. Been kidnapped twice, struck by lightning once, had to leave Mexico, moved to Canada, speaks 4 languages, met his wife in the hospital. She was taking care of him as his nurse, almost ended everything, used to translate for Billy Graham, and all he cares about is sharing hope with people. And he also happens to be an amazing technology person with a technology company. And where's it based? Montreal, Canada?
Montreal, Canada.
So if you're in Montreal, you know somebody in Montreal that needs technology help, you gotta talk to this guy. Okay. Next question. And we got about 7 minutes. They're gonna be the second part of the show. Okay. This is gonna be the fun stuff. Miguel, have you ever passed gas while in a business meeting and didn't tell anybody?
I was thinking of that question, and then I say, I cannot remember. I cannot remember. I may have, yes, and I didn't say anything. And that probably had happened to me in church, so that's even worse.
So church, I have a question about church. Why do you think sleep at church feels so good? It's like the best sleep ever.
Yes.
Am I right, Facebook? It's not the best sleep ever? Church sleep is amazing. So
let me tell you, because you are being fed the Word of God. You are being in a place that you feel the peace of the Lord. And you are feeling, even though you are supposed to be listening, you're in your sleep, you're still listening. Your soul still being fed. So that's why many people feel at ease and just relax and just feel the peace and the joy of the Lord. That's how I feel.
So don't feel bad falling asleep in church. Don't feel bad. Darren Walker said, yes, sir. Did not feel bad falling asleep in church. Let me put it, where's your clip at?
Did they fall?
Yeah, here. Let me see that. 1 second, y'all. We're going to fix the microphone. All right. If you'll lean over, I'll put that right there. Oh, hold on. It dropped again. Sorry, everybody. We're fixing mics. Because it dropped off. The microphone felt so peaceful that it jumped off his shirt. All right. 1 second. Got it. Okay, good. All right, almost done here. Let's finish this up. I got some more funny questions for you. All right, since you're from Mexico,
Yes.
argument of the century. Which is better, flour or corn tortillas?
Oh, absolutely. Corn tortillas.
Oh,
It
my
has
wife
to
says
be
she
the
likes your
yellow
accent.
ones.
My wife says she likes your accent because you from Mexico and speak French and Italian and what else? What's the other one?
Huh?
You speak
Yes,
Spanish, French, Italian, and English.
and
Okay.
English.
Wow. All right. This is crazy. I speak French a little bit. Je parle français un peu.
Okay.
I learned it à l'école, but then I forgot. Yeah. Because
You have to practice more.
I have to practice. I don't know anybody speak French. Okay. Have you ever had a conversation? Have you ever had to have a conversation with somebody who has bad breath?
Oh, yes. Very often.
What happened? What happened when
Sometimes if I usually carry mint, so I say, oh, I would like to have a mint. So would you like to have one? And then that way, so we can smell nicely without offending the other person. I would like to have a mint because then, would you like to? And then that's how I handle that. And I usually carry mints with me.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's a good one. I'm letting people know. That's a funny thing. Okay. Serious question for you. Do you feel like you appreciate the people and customers who support you? And if so, if you appreciate them, how do you show them you appreciate them?
Many times.
So let go of that. I'm gonna follow you.
Many times, when I'm dealing with people, and for example, when we arrive at this hotel, the taxi from Lyft, I asked him, "Are you available? Are you free?" And he says, "Yes, I'm free." "Well, would you tour me around in San Antonio? I pay you." And then he says, "Yes." So I was so happy that if I have told him at least 25 times, "I'm so thankful that you have taken the time to tour me around." And he said, "Don't worry, I appreciate it that you appreciate." So I say I'm Mexican, and I love to express my gratitude many times. Even my wife hits me, says, "Stop saying thank you," because I feel embarrassed that I don't say too many times thank you, and you say it so often. I'm so thankful because why I say it so many times, because I'm thankful that I am alive again in different ways, because I got kidnapped again, I got struck by lightning, and then I gave my life to the Lord, so I have new life. So by just knowing that I have new life, I'm thankful. And
Okay.
whoever does anything to me or for me, I say thank you.
Okay, so we're getting to the end of the segment. I'm going to give you a choice. You can pick the condiment challenge, the blindfold food challenge, or the karaoke challenge. You got time for one challenge. Which one's
Okay,
going to be?
the condiment challenge.
Condiment challenge. All right. Close your eyes.
All right.
Keep them
Eyes
closed.
They are closed.
Keep them closed. Don't look.
I don't look.
Okay. I have a plate in my hand,
Okay.
and I want you to keep your eyes closed.
It's closed. I don't
And
see.
I'm going to get a fork for you. I got a fork right here. Okay. Now, I want you to keep your eyes closed. And people, you can see what this is. Nothing too drastic. You know, just a little bit right there. See, just nothing bad. All right. I want you to take this fork with your, are you like right hand, left hand? Left hand? Okay. Now, plate is right here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let's take your fork and pick one of those things in there. And here's the deal. You have to eat whatever you pick up.
Okay.
I don't care what it is. You got to eat it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
And he picked up something.
Okay.
hope
Is
you
it
like it.
stuck in the fork?
Yeah, you might want to get more of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sure. Lots of them.
All right. There you go.
Okay. All right. Now you got to eat it.
Okay.
And then hold it in your mouth. I'm going to ask you a question. Okay. Oh, you like it? Come on. Okay. All right. If you could teach anyone anything, what would it be?
No matter what you are having in front of you, blindfolded, You have to believe that what you are taking with you is going to be for your good, even though it's hard and spicy. But then, in your mouth, it's going to become really a nice tasting. And then you're going to experience new experiences in the blindfolded realm.
Okay. Miguel, that was a pretty awesome show. Thank you. Thank you. All right, people, listen up. We have another set of guests. It's a married couple. I want y'all to stay tuned. We're going to get them mic'd up. I'm going to leave the live feed up, and we're gonna say bye to Miguel and bring them in. And you might be a little hard to hear me because I'm about to sit off mic, but we're going to bring our next set of guests in. We're going to have a good time tonight. Miguel, thank you so much for coming on the show.
It was a pleasure and a privilege to share with you.
Thank you. I'm going to send you a link, and you'll be able to show this to everybody.
Perfect.
And put it everywhere. Share your story. That's the goal.
Yes.
All right. Let me unclick you. And